The emergence of the standard bearers for Nigeria's political parties and the race to become the running mates is well and truly on now. Who gets the nod and how will the nation's political dynamics influence the choices? Also on Political Update today, Ekiti electoral aircraft already on the runway. What to expect on election morning? We have these and other issues on our lineup. I'm Fisayo Ogunfuyi. Welcome. Activities marking Nigeria's Democracy Day were rounded off with a military parade at the Eagle Square on Monday.
Square in the heart of Abuja, Nigeria's capital city, once again comes alive. It is the celebration of the country's unbroken democracy for 23 years. Since the rebirth of democracy in 1999, Nigerians have indeed been reaping its dividends, taking ownership of government, enjoying the attendant freedom, and most importantly, taking pride in the country's recognition as a force to reckon with globally. The armed forces of Nigeria and indeed the police share in the joy. For President Muhammadu Buhari, who has been in charge of affairs of the country for the past 7 eventful and impactful years, is celebrating the day for the last time as Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. He was joined in solidarity by, amongst others, former President Goodluck Jonathan, as well as Ambassador Babagana Kingibe, one of the heroes of the June 12 struggle.
I'm quite pleased that we're celebrating Democracy Day today. And we have to make sure that we imbibe in all what we do should be a part of our culture to be democratic. No matter the flaws people observe, we are not under the control of guns. So you know when the government is coming in, you know when the government is leaving. Even that alone is significant.
June 12th was the day that Nigerians buried all their dividing lines. They came together and decided unanimously, almost, on their future. It was a wonderful day when one had a sense of being a Nigerian.
This is quite unique, being the last in the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. He has built and sustained the momentum of entrenching democracy in this country. And I believe that by the time we go the route of 24 years, we would have consolidated on all the gains of democracy.
The parliament, without doubt, is one of the greatest symbols of democracy. But how far has Nigeria's National Assembly fared in promoting and preserving the nation's democratic enterprise?
I can say the National Assembly has come of age, and we have been contributing to good governance and national development since 1999, passing very critical legislations. And even the previous National Assemblies have done so much.
For us in the armed forces, we remain quite delighted because we believe that a thriving democracy is what a professional military requires to be able to build its competencies for it to be able to play its constitutional roles, which is the territorial defense of our dear nation. The military has no reason whatsoever to return to political governance. That is a thing of the past, and we're looking forward for a very professional armed forces that is there to support the growth of democracy.
It is turning out to be a crucial week in most party consultations on presidential running mates and seem to be gathering momentum. At the end of the week, Ekiti State will also go to the polls to elect a new governor. We're being joined by Aliyu Audu, National Coordinator, APC National Stakeholders Forum. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, now let's start from your convention. Has it made your party stronger, or perhaps there are still some wounds that need to be healed?
I think it has made the party stronger. I mean, we've been able to show that we're truly democratic and we're progressive in nature. You know, that's what we've always you know, asked for, and we have that now. So, yeah, I mean, it was an elective convention, and the way it went, I mean, it showed that our democracy is growing, and internal democracy has been strengthened by the presidential convention, I must add.
All right, let's look at, you know, all the things that came up. We were talking of consensus, talking of this, talking of that. Now that that has been put to bed, your party is entering another curve, especially trying to defend, as a defending champion in Ekiti State, is trying to defend the trophy. What are the chances there, and have you done enough, demonstrable enough to get the thumbs up of the people of Ekiti State? Let's start from there.
I believe Governor Fayemi has done, you know, well in charge of Ekiti, and after our primary in Ekiti, you know, we seem to have all of our party members, you know, putting their heads together and their hands together, and we are united in the state, and they have the support of the nation, and they have the support of party members from the southwest and the other parts of the country, and I'm confident that we'll cruise home to victory.
The mathematics or the arithmetic seems to be changing slightly. NNPP has emerged in the north and pulling some weight. Labour in the southeast pulling some weight. So you might want to perhaps rejig your calculations as we head towards 2023.
It's a welcome development, but as you know, I mean, APC is a big party, you know, and we have finally been able to show that we are a truly progressive party. You know, I can't say it enough, the joy I feel from the elective convention for presidential election that we did, for presidential primary, which has further strengthened, you know, belief and faith people have in democracy, and you know, so Labour Party, NNPP, I mean, quite frankly, I think the only party that should be worried is the major opposition, you know, party. As far as the APC is concerned, I really don't see, you know, the Labour Party or the NNPP taking anything from us.
You are not envisaging an upset. Of course, I expected that you will say that, but let's move on very quickly to some, you know, aspects of, you know, this electioneering processes. You are of the younger generation. Are you satisfied with the role that the younger generation has played, not just in your party, across board? You've agitated, you've come on TV, you've tried to create a scenario where it is important, you know, for the youths to get a buy-in and all that. But it doesn't seem as if the gong and the town criers sound has permeated through most of the political parties.
As naturally as one would expect, naturally, it's politics. They say is a marathon, not sprint, you know. And I'm one of the ardent believers that for you to earn your stripes in the politics, you have to give what politics takes, you know, time, you know, perseverance, tenacity, contribution. And what I'm particularly impressed with is the position of the young people, especially in my party, where we have fought and we have struggled to ensure that you know, the right ideas upon which our progressive party, the APC, was formed, is adhered to. You know, we've been able to act as the conscience of the party. We've been able to come to say, you know, I mean, politics isn't naturally an excuse to be deceitful. Isn't naturally an excuse to, I mean, we can still be morally upright in politics. We can still be fair. We can be just. We can be honest. You know, that politics, you know, like the old guards used to make it look like it's a game of schemes, and I agree. There's going to be politicking and all of that, but above all, you know, we have to be honorable. You know, knowing that, you know, we're dealing with fellow citizens. We're dealing with ourselves. You know, if we can show that we have the interest of our collective good, you know, in mind while we do anything we do in politics, then we're not honest at it. That's what the young people, especially in APC, have been able to do. We've been able to stand in the face of, you know, trouble when the older guys are, you know, laid back and not wanting to make noise. We've made noise. You know, we've made it clear that we're not comfortable with certain things that have not worked for us as a nation. And sometimes, you know, we didn't have our way, but I mean, if there's any credit, I think I would say every young person in the party, in the APCs, it's happy with the way the presidential primary went, and that was exactly what we wanted. I mean, this gives us the hope, the strength that, we can actually aspire, for positions, whatever position it is, and expect a level playing field. So we know the rules of the game. We know what to do. We know who to meet when you're seeking for position. We know how to lobby. I mean, those are the right way.
The only one close to a youth in the convention had to step down for someone else.
Now, you see, the thing about being youth, Yaya Bello is 47. He didn't step down for nobody. I mean, Yaya Bello, I said it on one of the TV interviews, and I said, I'm a young person in the party. Not that I expect to know everybody, but I have asked a number of people in my party and a number of young people, and a lot of us don't know the individual who stepped down for somebody. That's how we've been in the party since 2013. We know ourselves. We've been at party functions. We've been at forefront. If you are not known among your constituency, the young people that you claim you are one of, then it means you're not taking the right step.
All right, I'll come back to what I wanted to say. Is it a matter of just about 47 youths in the entire convention if we say Governor Yaya Bello is a youth? But we will come back to that in the course of this discussion. Another point of interest is we have a presidential candidate in your party. We have a presidential candidate in most parties now getting ready for the big one in 2023. The next one is jostling for who the vice president is. But let's take this report. Perhaps it will set the tone for our next discourse. A few days to the deadline given by INEC to political parties to produce the presidential and vice presidential candidates, some interest groups within the APC say merit and electoral value should determine candidates nominated.
Nigeria is in dire need of good governance, and this can come from either a Muslim leader or a Christian leader. But in the spirit of nationalism, justice, fairness, and unity, which the northern governors demonstrated a few days ago, the leaders of the north, on whose shoulder the emergence of the vice presidential candidate rests, must also demonstrate this spirit by ensuring that the candidate comes from the Christian faith. The northern APC has in its fold capable individuals from the Christian faith.
Well, appreciating our party loyal members, especially from the northwest and north central zones. We are appealing for their special consideration of the northeast zone for the position of vice president candidate of All Progressive Congress in the 2023 general election. The northeast region had consistently given block vote to the APC and support candidates from the other regions.
All right, explain to me what this is about.
It's about fairness. It's about justice. It's about national unity. It's about equity. It's about togetherness. It's about one for all and all for one. That's the spirit of the Nigeria, oneness. We cannot continue to pay lip service to our unity, either as a government or as individuals or as a corporate body or as a political institution. The fact that there's been recently a lot of agitation from different quarters. I mean, the only excuse that they have given is about marginalization, it's about non-inclusion. Not that I support any violent way of exercising or expressing one's grievance. But then again, as a collective, as a people, I think we owe it to ourselves to ensure that we are morally above board. We owe it to ourselves to ensure that we can beat our chest and say, okay, while we cannot do everything everybody wants, we have been fair to all. We have been just.
So what would be the parameters for your choice as for number 2 man? That's if your party eventually wins.
We will win. My party will win. Definitely.
I don't know about that. But
yeah, I know, but I'm very confident because we have a candidate whose name, rings bell in every home in this country, and a candidate who can sell himself, whose name can sell him, whose antecedent can sell him. Then we have a party at the center that have achieved so much in the midst of so much trouble with so little resources compared to where we're coming from. We have a lot to campaign on. So I really don't think, while I agree that, we will definitely all have to get to work, irrespective of the choice of the running mate. We have to work to end those votes.
All right, so what are the parameters I asked you earlier?
We have a southern Muslim, which is an unusual choice. When you look at our politics, we look at our country politically, and we've always seen the north as the northern Muslim, then the south as the Christian south, because of the domination of the religion in the north and that of the Christianity in the south.
But it looks like a recurrence of the MKO days.
Yes, but the country isn't where we were in 92, 93. We are dealing with a lot of challenges at the moment, some justified, some not, but it is up to us to ensure that we do right by everyone. So the only way we can de-emphasize the essence or the relevance of religion, either in politics or in governance or in our national life, is by actually reversing the status quo of thinking that the north must produce a Muslim and the south must produce a Christian. No. The north can produce a Christian and the whole of the north will rally around them. And the south can produce a Muslim and the whole of the south will rally around them. That's the spirit of togetherness, where how you choose to communicate with your God or not really doesn't matter in how I relate with you. Because, by and large, religion don't define nothing. We have seen that. We have seen bad people in both faiths. We have seen good people across both faiths. We have seen bad people from both regions. We have seen good people from... So it means that, if as a nation, that truly wants to be united in peace and prosperity, we must ensure that nobody feels, sidelined, or nobody, no faith feels sidelined. It calls for sacrifice on the side of certain people who are naturally qualified to run as vice president. I'm very confident that a Muslim ticket will cost them to victory, as I'm confident that a Muslim Christian ticket will still win. So I will, like my other group, will plead on the stakeholders from the north, whose responsibility it is primarily to determine who the running mate is. They have made one sacrifice, especially northern governors. They've made one sacrifice already by letting the region. If you look at the major opposition party, they have shown desperation to get to power. We are the ones that have been accused of Fulanization of the country. We are the ones that have been accused of Islamization of the country. But we are not the one bringing a Fulani after serving Fulani 8 years. We are not the one bringing a northerner after another northerner. So we can do one better to show Nigerians once more how progressive we are, how the national unity is of interest to our party more than just hanging on to power, by demonstrating that we are not insensitive to the religious, not the belief, to feelings about certain people in terms of composition of tickets. So we'll call for a northern candidate, a northern Christian running mate, and I'm very confident that we have the machinery, we have the structure in the north and across the country to ensure we have a resounding victory.
All right, let's look at the election proper 2023. INEC is poised, and of course we'll be seeing Ekiti and Osun as the litmus tests. What are your comments, especially with some of the new innovation we've seen from the umpire? We have the BVAS, Bimodal Voters Accreditation System. Is it, in what you have seen, will it work?
Yeah, it will. I'm optimistic it will. We have to, at some point, we have to embrace technology. By profession, I'm a technology, manager. And I understand we all understand how life has been made easier, better, more fulfilling with technology. So why not our political system? Why not our electioneering system? That's why I think we must all be open to innovation. We must all embrace it, and we must be very optimistic. I am optimistic that the BVAS and the other electronic equipment being put in place and mode of transmission being adopted by the umpire will work. I'm not saying we won't have hitches. Even in our manual system, we still have hitches here and there. But we should be able to get to an acceptable level that, shows that we are moving, in terms of technological advancement in every sphere of our national life.
All right, let's take this one as, still looking back at the APC convention. The APC professionals have commended President Buhari in ensuring a hitch-free, credible and transparent special and presidential convention.
As the party moves to the next and all-important stage of galvanizing support ahead of the 2023 general elections, this forum is advocating the sustenance of unity of purpose that characterize the conduct of the party's presidential primary.
The forum thanks President Muhammadu Buhari for his non-interference in the process leading to the democratic and transparent convention that produced Asiwaju Bola Tinubu as APC's presidential candidate. The forum urges the party leadership to use the success of the primaries as a turning point to re-engineer APC as an ideological one, not just a platform to win elections.
Similarly, members of the stakeholders forum of the party who visited the party's national secretariat said only experienced, competent and credible members of the party should be considered worthy for leadership positions.
Present situation is about who emerged as the vice presidential aspirant of our great party. We are appealing to the president as well as the progressive governors and all critical stakeholders of the party to stand firmly and take a wise decision, because the most priority now is winning the election and maintaining the power.
The group wants politics devoid of tribal or religious sentiments.
Said is winning the most important thing is winning the election and maintaining the power. Is that where we are now? What about issues of manifesto, issues of questions of development that we need to answer in the next few years?
Yes, I mean, those are the things that we as a party and will put forward before Nigerians. And I mean, what we have to do is basically show our scorecard. And I'm very confident. I mean, we internally, as conscience of the party, especially the young wing, have, evaluated our performance in the last 7 years as a party.
In terms of numbers, do we have many youths this time, imagine, from different states for different positions?
How many?
In terms of numbers,
yes.
Do we have a lot of youths, imagine,
after
yes.
This process?
Oh,
yes. We have a number of young people in House of Assembly. We have a number of young people in the House of Reps. We have a number of young people, with the ticket for relatively young people for Senate, and it's quite pleasing. It's interesting to know that.
No godfathers.
There will always be godfathers, anywhere in the world. Politics. I mean, there will always be godfathers in politics. Not just in politics. There will always be those who have done it before you, those who have influence over the terrain, those who have influence over the players, those who you go to and seek knowledge and seek advice and seek guidance and seek direction. They will, I mean, those are the people we call godfathers. We might tweak and turn their influence or their impact or their, the way they are referred to or regarded in the politics world. Anywhere in the world, there will always be those who have been there, who you will always run to say, okay, this is what I want to do. How do I go about it? Seek their support and seek their advice and guidance.
All right, godfather's still there. The youths are saying, okay, they would perform well if given the opportunity in 2023. We've had Aliyu Audu in the house talking to us about so many things in terms of the litmus test before INEC, as well as the tea leaves for his party. He's the national coordinator, APC National Stakeholders Forum. We thank you for watching. Don't forget our next outing will be in Ekiti for the governorship election. We'll be reaching you live from there, and we also have a guest or guests to talk about 24 hours to the D-Day in Ekiti State. My name is Fisa Ogunfe. Thanking you for joining us. All the best. Enjoy the rest of your week. And as I always say, this is the time for it. So play your politics for the greater good. Bye-bye now.